Hi, I'm Ved, the president of Consulting Core Group. Good to meet you.
Hi Ved, I'm Kshitij. I'm from the Chemical Engineering Department. Nice to meet you too.
Let's start the case, Sitij.
Sure.
So, your client is a hotel chain in India and it is facing declining profits. You are called in to analyze why and recommend solutions.
Right. So I'll just repeat the problem statement once to clarify that whether I've got this right. So our client is a hotel chain in India and it has been seeing a decline in profits. We want to analyze that why has this been happening, and
Yes.
we have to come up with a few suggestions, recommendations as well, with how to turn this over. Right.
Correct.
Interesting. So I have a few questions in my mind. I'll just take a minute to structure them once, and I'll get back.
Okay.
Right. So firstly, I'd like to understand our client better. Right. So do you have any idea that how is a hotel chain based in India? How many hotels does it have, or whether the problem of declining profits is pan India in the hotel chain, or is it specific to a particular geography?
Right. So, we have more than 200 hotels spread across India, primarily in the tier 1 cities, as you could expect.
Right.
These all are top tier luxury hotels,
Understood.
and the problem is spread across all the hotels across India.
Right. Understood. And since when have we been facing this problem, and by how much have our profits declined compared to uh, the before our profits were declined?
Okay, so our profits have declined by around 10% in the last 2 years.
Okay. Understood. And uh, when you mention hotel chain, the revenue streams of a typical hotel, is it similar to a typical hotel chain, or what are the services which a hotel provides? Right. For example, uh, revenue it gains from providing rooms, restaurant services, and some business suites as well, or meeting rooms as well.
Yes,
Okay.
rightly mentioned.
Right. Understood. And do we cater to a particular customer segment, as you mentioned that it's a luxury hotel chain, right? So do we cater to only some to very high, very rich people in India?
Yeah, so it is a luxury hotel chain. So generally, it would be people from the upper middle class and upper class income segments which would frequent our hotels.
Understood. Right. And is this problem being faced by our competitors as well, or this is specific to our client?
Only specific to us.
Right. Okay. Right. So I'm done with the clarifying information here. Right. I'll just take a minute to come up with a structure for identifying the root cause behind why the profits have declined, and then I'll come up with with a few recommendations and suggestions as well. Right. So I'd first like to look at the profit structure of a client of the hotel chain. Right. So by profits, we essentially mean revenues. So profits is essentially equal to revenues minus cost.
Okay.
So I'd like to look at revenues and cost independently. As our profits have declined, profits have decreased, either the revenues would have decreased or the cost has gone up, or both could have happened. So in cost, I would like to analyze the fixed cost and the variable cost. And in revenues, I'd like to narrow down on the particular revenue stream where uh, the the revenue has seen a hit. So do we have any data regarding the revenues or costs that where the problem lies?
Right. So our revenues have taken a hit
Okay.
and our costs haven't changed much.
Right, understood. So I get it. So the revenues have taken a hit. So do we have any data that whether a particular revenue stream has also been affected, or because as you mentioned that this problem has been is being seen by our client pan India, right? So this the main issue would lie in the business operation of our clients, how our hotel operates.
Correct.
So do we have any data that whether a particular part of the revenue stream is affected? Either the number of rooms which are being occupied that have reduced, or the revenue from the restaurant or other services that has reduced.
So can you break down the revenue streams in the MESI framework and then we can analyze
Right.
each of them individually?
Sure. Right. So our revenue stream, the revenue stream for our client would be divided into two parts. The first one would be the revenue stream coming from the accommodation, which we are providing, right, the rooms, and the other would involve other typical activities, which would be revenue from restaurants or spa. We could charge our customers or the people. Yeah, we could charge our customers for swimming pool services, or even for providing meeting rooms. As you've mentioned, that's a luxury hotel. I'm assuming that companies would be booking rooms or would be booking a hotel for meetings as well. There could be meeting rooms, and in accommodation, there could be normal rooms or there could be suites as well, right? Depending upon the package of how you're planning to do.
So the accommodation, which we also call as room revenue in hotels terminology,
Okay,
that is the main contributor to the declining revenues.
understood. Right,
And within this, all the three have gone down.
right. All the three of them have been hit uniformly. Right.
Yes.
Understood. So I'll just take a minute to structure the room revenue part as well.
Yes.
Right. So the revenue which we'll be getting by providing accommodation services, or as you mentioned, room revenue, is essentially equal to the number of rooms which are available in our hotel. I'm focusing only on one hotel for the time being, right? So it's equal to the number of rooms available times the percentage of them occupied times the average price per room.
Correct.
So unless we haven't made any structural changes in our hotels, the number of rooms available won't change much.
Right. And they haven't changed as well.
Right.
Rightly said.
Understood. So either the percentage occupancy of the rooms have decreased, or we have changed the pricing of a room,
Right.
the service which you're providing.
Correct. So actually, our occupancy has in fact increased.
Okay.
So yeah, that is the data we have.
Right. Occupancy has increased, but our revenues have taken a hit. Understood. And do we have any data regarding the price of the rooms?
What can you infer from these two data points?
Okay. The price would definitely, the average price would have been hit.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Is this price per available room or per occupied room?
Per occupied room.
Correct.
Right. Right. So if the percentage occupancy has increased, then and still our revenues has taken a hit, what I can infer from this is that the proportion of the rooms which we are giving to our customers, that has increased in the cheaper section. As I mentioned earlier, that the rooms which we are providing belong to three categories. One would be the affordable or the relatively cheaper rooms. The other would be the standard rooms which we are providing, and the third one would be the suites or the premium quality rooms which we are providing.
Right.
So there could have been an increase in increase in the occupancy in the affordable and the standard rooms, and a decrease in the occupancy in the suites, because of which our average price per room would also have been hit.
That's a good hypothesis, but we tested that hypothesis on the hotels, and that in fact does not hold true.
Okay.
See, occupancy has gone up uniformly, more or less, across the three categories which you have mentioned.
Right.
Is there any alternate hypothesis which you have now?
I'll just take 15 seconds to think of this.
Okay.
Right. So other than this, if the percentage occupancy has gone up, then and revenue has been hit, then definitely we would have changed the price per
Correct.
room, the pricing per room. So do we have any data that how are we pricing our room services?
That is actually a very valid question. So in fact, we use the software to do this pricing, and how the algorithm basically outputs the price is that the price is equal to an average price, which is based on the average values for last year, and it adds in a delta factor, which is dependent on what was the demand of that particular type of room last year. So it's average plus delta is price of any room.
Understood. So just to clarify this once, the current price of the rooms which we are providing is essentially equal to the average price of all the rooms which we provided last year, plus a delta factor which would be incorporating the demand of that room, right?
Exactly. This is the price which gets displayed on the website, and when the customers book the room, this is the price they agree for while booking the room.
And is this something which our competitors have also been following, or is this something which only we are involved
They
in?
follow the exact same model.
Understood. Okay. So if the price has gone down, for the average price per room has gone down, current price, that essentially means that the average price, either the average price which we calculated from our last year experience, that would have gone down, or the delta, the value of delta would have gone down.
So it is neither of them. Then I will repeat the final part. It is a price which gets displayed on the website, but essentially the price which is multiplied in the room revenue calculation is the price which the customer pays for the room.
Okay.
So based on these two statements, what can you infer?
Hmm. Right. So I'll just clarify this one more
Yeah, yeah,
time.
sure.
So this is the price, the current price.
Hmm.
This is depicted or displayed on our website,
Website, yes,
right? And this is different from the actual price which the customers are paying, or is it the
exactly.
same? Okay,
That is the inference which you can derive.
right. Okay.
And the actual price which the customers pay
Mhm.
are at the time of checkout,
Right.
and before that, when they enter at the front desk, they are shown that this is the price which you will have to pay for your stay.
Understood.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll just confirm this once.
Hmm.
So the calculated price is displayed on the website,
Hmm.
which is shown to our customers when they enter the hotel,
Hmm.
and during the time of their checkout after they stay,
Hmm.
they are paying a different price. Right?
Exactly.
So what my hypothesis is that that price, the final price which the customers are paying, that would be less
Exactly.
than the price displayed on the website,
Correct.
because of which the revenues would have essentially been hit.
Hmm.
Right. So okay. So I have to think of some reasons that why the customers are essentially paying lesser price,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
That would help us find out the root cause behind the decrease in revenues.
Right. So essentially, what we identified is something is happening at the front desk
Mhm.
at the time of check-in,
Right.
when the front desk associates are showing them that this is the price which you have to pay, and then after that point, the price which they're actually paying turns out to be lesser.
Right. Okay. Understood. I'll just take a minute to think of a few reasons that why this could have happened.
Okay. Can you walk me through what you're doing?
Sure. So what I'm currently thinking is that
Hmm.
the price which the customer is finally paying
Hmm.
would and is different from the price displayed on the website. That would essentially depend on two factors.
Right.
One would be internal or specific or relevant to the stay
Hmm.
of the customers, and other would be external to that. The factors external to that would typically involve some coupons or discounts or packages which
Hmm.
our hotel chain provides, because of which uh, the customers are paying lesser price,
Hmm.
right, compared to the actual price of that room.
Okay.
Factors internal to the stay could involve that during the stay,
Hmm.
the customer has been using multiple services,
Hmm.
and our hotel chain provides those services in a bundled manner, because of which essentially the price of room, the average price of room decreases, right? And it could also depend on the behavior or the feedback of the customers
Hmm.
uh, regarding the hotel's performance or chain, hotel's performance, uh, based on which we could give them some coupons or discounts.
Right. So it is based on discounts. The reason is discounts,
Right.
and these are the discounts which are happening at the front desk
Okay.
on the time of arrivals.
Right.
Yeah.
Understood.
And can you maybe just briefly list down what are the possible discounts which a guest can get
Sure.
on arrival?
Sure. Right. So I can think of four reasons here
Okay.
regarding that how and why does a hotel chain offer these
Hmm.
discounts. So one could be that the customers could have the customers could have subscribed to a plan
Hmm.
where the discounts would be a part of it, because of
Okay.
which the average price of the room would, or the
Hmm.
services would decrease.
Hmm.
And another one could be based on the previous stays, they could have accumulated some
Hmm.
coupons or uh, points, because of which uh, they'll get some discount for the next day.
Hmm.
um, Another thing could be uh, some value added services and facilities which are provided on your credit card, right? For example, as far as I remember, credit card does provide some services on your airport, as well as for some hotels, right? And uh, another last but not the least, uh, for buying the stocks of a company also. uh, for example, as far as I'm aware, ITC recently gave coupons on the restaurants and also the hotel stays for buying the stocks of that company.
Right. So these are valid points. And the thing which is actually happening is something called as ad hoc discounting. So
Okay.
basically, when a guest enters the restaurant at the front desk, if that guest is a friend or a family of any of the hotel senior membership
Right.
or management,
Mm.
then that guest is eligible to a ad hoc discount, which ranges anywhere from 20 to 50%, which the guest can avail. And that is the reason why the discounts have increased and thus the revenues have decreased.
Understood. That
Can
makes sense.
you, yeah, can you finally just come up with a few suggestions or recommendations for our client?
Sure. I'll just take a minute to think about that.
Hmm.
Right. So the recommendations which I can think of are divided into two parts. One would be by making changes to the existing plan
Mm.
or the policy which we are following, and the other would be without touching that policy.
Mm.
So uh, when I mean to say what I mean to say about making changes in the current plan, we could possibly reduce the margin which we are, or the discount which we are providing to our customers. So as you mentioned that we provide 20 to 50% discount uh, on the room services, we could possibly reduce that discount to 10% or 5%. Uh, and the other possibility could be that we could start charging a small fees for the other services which we are providing, just to increase our revenue stream. So, for example, for accessing the swimming pool or the bar, possibly, we could charge a small fees for that as well.
Yeah, these seems like good recommendations for the case, and we can close the case here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the things you did well, Sitish, was you covered a lot of information, correct and relevant in your preliminary questions. You followed a very good structure. Your case and your entire handwriting was easy to follow, and you used the entire space very well and correctly. Some things which you could improve upon are, not trying to take too long pauses, trying to keep the interviewer engaged as well during the case and how the case is progressing. Secondly, I would say is, mm, also taking hints from the interviewer. As in, when I was, for example, in the initial stages, I hinted you not to go into the breakdowns of the rooms.
Right.
So that is the hint which you could take and not go into it in the further case as well, unless otherwise stated.
Right. Okay.
Those were the main areas in which you could improve upon.
Right. Thank you, Ved, for your suggestions. I'll definitely keep them in mind.
Thank you.